Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Big Clean event. We are on part 3 of our 4-part series, The Big Clean. And this webinar, Come Out of the Dark, is all about decluttering, resetting, and revisiting what we can do to keep our minds and our homes from being overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, and out of sorts. And if you missed part 1, which was called Lighten the Load, all about cleansing the body, or part 2, which is called Turn on the light, where we introduce the connection of the gut to our brain and our immune system, then please be sure to speak to the person that invited you so that you can get the links to those. And because we have those repaid, and as you see, we're recording tonight. And Allison and I are your hosts this evening, and we're going to give you a quick introduction to us, and then we're going to get started. And you'll see there we have one more in our 4-part series on April 24th. It's called Get the Green Light, and it's all about having a healthy home. And it's going to be a great event, and there's another guest presenting with Allison that week. So I know it's going to be a wonderful presentation as well. So let's get started. I'll give you a quick overview to me. I'm Ashley, and my story is I'm just truly grateful that my family's been involved in Shaklee for over 40 years. I've had my business for over 25, and with our health products, I have been able to supplement my diet and be able to control allergies, have digestive issues being solved, and I've lost weight, as you can see there, and been able to keep it off during the pandemic. And I tell you that just as a personal testimony of what these products have done for me. And I love that this business has allowed me the opportunity to be a full-time mom and also to have my business, but I've been able to have my business and be active in their lives and volunteer in their schools and in the community and work with my team at the same time to help everyone build their own Shaklee business. So I love that the benefits of Shaklee are unlimited. It's really wonderful to be able to help people to feel better, to improve their health issues, but also to achieve financial wellness. And it's great that being able to serve people by sharing this valuable information can help make a difference for others. So I hope that what we share tonight will help make a difference for you, and you'll learn a little bit something. And I'm going to turn it over to Allison.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm thrilled to be here. This is a very important topic, stress and anxiety and overwhelm. So to give you a little bit of background about me, I'm a board certified integrative nutritionist, a health coach, and I'm now a grandmother of 2 with 1 on the way. And I've actually been involved in the health and wellness field now for over 22 years. I'm really dedicated to raising the awareness of the profound impact that food, supplementation, and our lifestyle choices have on our overall health and overall well-being. And I was actually looking for something to fill in the gaps with many of my clients, because I knew they weren't getting their recommended vitamins and minerals or nutrients, because not everybody loved to eat kale as much as I did. But someone actually overheard me sharing about some nutritional content. My daughter and I were in the grocery store reading the label, and they started talking to me, and it was actually a Shaklee representative. And when I got home, I researched the company, and I had never heard of them before because they're not like sold in a drugstore or anything. But I was duly impressed with their integrity and the longevity of the company and the amount of research and the development they do. So I actually started on a strip of vitamins, which Ashley will share a little bit about. And I thought I was eating really healthy, and I thought I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And I have to tell you that I have never felt better in my whole life after 1 week on the Vitalizer strip of vitamins, and I've never looked back. So I feel energized today, and I'm really thrilled that like Ashley, by incorporating this into my life, the opportunity, I get to work flexible hours. I actually get to spend time with my kids and my grandkids. I get to travel the world, and I'm changing people's lives one person at a time. So it's a win-win for everyone. So we're really thrilled tonight. And this webinar is, as I mentioned, a very important topic. So if you want to learn more about chronic stress, how stress affects your health, what types of conditions actually include stress and anxiety as a risk factor, how you can minimize your stress, how supplements can help us during these stressful times, and also so much more, then you're totally in the right place. And so let's begin. It's a silly question to ask people struggling to cope with daily stress? Because I think most people are. Stress really is a feeling. It's difficult to define and nearly impossible to measure. And I know sometimes that we can't reduce stress in our lives, but we really need to learn how to manage it, I should say. And even though stress can come from small events that make us feel angry or frustrated, they can also come from other things that challenge us. So according to a survey by the American Institute of Stress, and there really is a place called that, more than 70% of Americans today feel that they experience either physical or psychological symptoms that are brought on by stress. And we encounter this on a daily basis, whether we're in our car, at home, at work, or whatever. And it really sometimes is difficult to pinpoint, and it's really impossible to measure, because what might be a heavy burden for one person could be very trivial to someone else. So although stress may feel normal because it's part of our everyday lives, there are two main types of stress. There's what I'll call acute stress, which is short-term stress that goes away quickly. And you feel it when you slam on your brakes, have a fight with your partner maybe, or ski down a steep slope. It helps you manage dangerous situations, so it's actually a really good thing. But there's also something called chronic stress. And chronic stress is brought about by a constant perception that things are way beyond our control. This stress actually lasts for longer periods of time. You may have chronic stress if you have money problems, or you're unhappy in your marriage, or you have trouble at work. But any type of stress that goes farther than a week or a month is considered chronic. So you can become so used to chronic stress that you don't even realize that it's a problem. Your body actually reacts to this stress by releasing hormones. And these hormones are designed to make your brain more alert, cause your muscles to tense, which in some cases can be a good thing in the short term. But these reactions are because they can handle the situation that's caused by the stress. And it's actually your body's way of protecting itself. But if your body stays alert or stays tense when there's no longer any danger, then this actually puts us at risk for very big health problems. So I'd really love for you to take a look at this list and maybe start to think about what some of the stressors are in your life right now. Things like family issues I mentioned before, job or job loss. Our health is of top concern to people. Finances and debt, loss of people, COVID-related things that are still going on in the world. And then there's also problems that could not just cause stress and anxiety, but could lead to depression, which once again is loss of incomes on there, loss of a loved one or a pet. I don't know if this isolation has affected anybody that we've been involved in over the last couple of years. I know that I don't see my friends as often as I used to. And I think that that's taken a little bit of a toll, because I'm a people person and I want to be around the people that I love and the people that I associate with all the time. So start to think about, maybe you want to grab a pen or a pencil and write down some notes, because there will be some questions, time for Q&A at the end. So if things are coming up for you and you want to ask some questions, please feel free, but also start to jot down what some of the things that you think are your triggers. And so what ends up happening once we start down this path of stress is what I call the vicious cycle. There's a lot of vicious cycles in life that we get stuck in, but this particular cycle starts with how one thing stresses us out. And that could be a go-to trigger for you. It could be food related, it could be smoking related, it could be alcohol related, but that stress leads to something. I've put junk food on the chart here. I know that my go-to stressor is snacking at night after a long day. Maybe yours might be chips or cookies or something like that. But what happens is when we eat empty calories, it depletes us of our recommended daily vitamins that our body needs. So the first things that go are the B vitamins. And then once again, that causes us cravings. And then what do? We go back to the junk food. It depletes our vitamins. It causes cravings again. And there's the cycle. So we want to be really aware of our triggers and then find alternative things, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that can help us deal with that. So I didn't know if you had any of these symptoms on here, but there are literally physical symptoms that show up in the body, and not all of these are stress related. So please don't confuse that in any way, but things that can happen to us when we're under stress include, as you can see, lethargy or low energy, headaches, upset stomach conditions such as diarrhea, constipation, or nausea, Obviously aches and pains. Some people get a pain in their chest or rapid heartbeat. I know there are tons of people that can't sleep because their mind's racing when they're stressed about all the things that they have to get doing, which is causing the stress to begin with. And you can see there's a whole bunch of symptoms here. These are physical symptoms. And then there's also emotional symptoms. And you want to start to take a look at where these are showing up in your body. If you've noticed that you're becoming more easily agitated or frustrated or moody after something triggered you in this moment, you want to pay attention. If you feel like you're overwhelmed or like you're kind of losing control over what's happening around you. Many of us today have difficulty relaxing and quieting our mind. I think that's one of the reasons in the evening sometimes where we have these long to-do lists or we don't get everything taken off our list, that it's hard to sleep because our mind is still figuring out the things that we were supposed to have done that we haven't done yet. The other thing I'll mention is low self-esteem, loneliness. I know that once again, I'll mention the pandemic. People weren't surrounded by their loved one as often. And so this could have caused some feelings of stress or depression. And then the other area that I'll cover right now is that there are cognitive symptoms of stress. And those include constant worrying, once again, racing thoughts, forgetfulness and disorganization, the inability to focus on things because we're kind of scattered, poor judgment that leads to, and then of course, not being optimistic, but being pessimistic and seeing only the negative side of things. So stress is not just a physical symptoms, it's emotional and mental as well. So you want to start to look at some of the reasons that you're easily frustrated or you can't fall asleep tonight, because quite frankly, it says it right here on the bottom of this slide, stress is known as the silent killer. All these physical, emotional, and cognitive symptoms can start to show up, and then they literally have adverse health effects. And so some of the things that stress can lead to, number one cause of death in the United States has to do with heart disease, cardiovascular disease. So not just heart disease, but high blood pressure, abnormal heart rhythm, heart attacks and stroke, all up there. We disregard the number of people that are actually struggling from mental health problems such as anxiety and depression, but it's a big deal in this country. To me, almost more important than physical health in many instances. There's a large epidemic. It used to be 1/3 of the people were obese in this country. It's now a little over 2/3 of the people, more than 2 out of 3 people. And there's eating disorders that are running rampant, sleep problems. I talked about those already. For those of you that haven't realized this, that there's a lot of times that acne, psoriasis, and eczema are skin problems that are exacerbated because our body is just so overloaded with all kinds of things that are happening to us that it's pushing things out through the skin, because the skin is our biggest elimination organ. And then I could probably not get by without doing a webinar where we speak about digestive health. And I see patients all the time, gastritis, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, GERD, so many things that are happening with the digestive health. And I can tell you that the number one over-the-counter drug in this country has to do with people that are helping themselves with digestive health, like Tums or the little purple pill, Prilosec or something like that, because they've got acid reflux. So it's a big problem here in the United States. And so I'd like to go through a couple areas that we can, the last thing on here is our immune system. And I just wanted to remember to point out that our immune health is also one of the most important things we could be paying attention to now, because we want to be preventative with our immune health because of everything that's going on. So we want to make sure that it's strong and working. So there are 5 simple steps that we're going to talk about that counter stress. And instead of allowing our body to adapt to stress all the time and learning to live with it, we want it to be able to take measures that ensure that our body and mind can counteract the effects of stress and keep ourselves healthy. So tip number 1, eating a sensible diet. Yes. So it's at the root, food is medicine. So this is at the bottom of everything I ever talk about. However, I've listed 6 top recommendations that are actually foods that counteract stress. So yay, dark chocolate's on here, because dark chocolate contains antioxidants, one of the highest antioxidants out there, and antioxidants actually reduce inflammation in the body. Stress could be highly inflammatory. So in moderation, dark chocolate's not a bad thing. It's kind of what some people go to, right, when we're under stress, is maybe that little bite of dark chocolate. But there's a couple things on here that are natural ingredients right from Mother Nature. Citrus fruits, lemons and grapefruits and limes have a ingredient in them that actually calms down and reduces our parasympathetic nervous system. Strawberries, sometimes we need that touch of sweetness and we might not want chocolate or something like that. The other three are fish, whole grains, and kale. Actually, any of the dark leafy greens are actually really helpful. We want to try to avoid the foods that cause our blood sugar to spike and crash. The foods that give us that big rush, like caffeine or highly sugary drinks like soda. Even some of the vitamin drinks out there will bring our blood sugar up. And once it goes up, that must come down and it starts to crash. And that actually leads to this, once again, a vicious cycle that can lead to a lot of stress and anxiety. And then we want to remember that our brain health is really important. So we want to not to forget our healthy fats, which can be found in what I'll call monounsaturated fats, where like the olive oils and those kind of things, but also found in avocados, coconuts, and nuts. Those work with mood regulation, so we know that stress can actually affect our mood. So eating a sensible diet and actually looking for things that can counteract the things that trigger our stress is at the top of the list. All right, so tip number 2 is that if you can't necessarily constantly eat a sensible diet or a variety of soothing and healing foods, I understand might not be at the top of your list. We might not be getting everything we need in our bodies. And so we have to probably fill in those gaps with high quality, what I'll call targeted solutions. That's one of the best ways to bring about balance in the body and bring it to optimal health. So I would like to turn this over to Ashley now and have her talk a little bit about how we do that and why we've partnered with the Shaklee Corporation.
Thank you, Allison. Oh my goodness, all that information is so fantastic, and keep saying, oh, I need to eat that more. I need to eat that more and not that. So our nutritional gaps, filling those can be difficult. And so if we're not eating all those right things and we're not cooking a good, healthy meal every night, one way to be consistent is really to support our health by being able to fill in those gaps with nutritional supplements. I love this strip of vitamins called Vitalizer. You can see that little strip over there, and the picture of all the food behind it, you would have to eat all that food in one day to get the amount of nutrients that you get from one strip of our vitamins. So for example, you'd have to eat 27 servings of almonds, 5 chicken breasts, a dozen eggs, 19 cups of yogurt, and 17 bananas, just to name a few, all in one day to get all of those great nutrients. So that's one of the reasons why it's really important to supplement. So why do we choose to partner with Shaklee? Well, for those of you that aren't familiar with our brand partner, Shaklee, here's a quick overview. And this is what makes our company different and the amazing company that we are versus others out there. And that is because our company was founded by Dr. Forrest C. Shaklee, a man who developed products that are in harmony with nature. And today it's owned by Roger Barnett, a young billionaire who was raised that when you're born less fortunate, you must give back. And so he bought the company, and he saw that Shaklee was a vehicle to really help make a difference in this world. Shaklee has had 100 years of innovation. Did you know that we have been around since 1965 as a company? But the reason we say 100 years is because back in 1915, Dr. Shaklee developed the first vitamin in our country called lyophilized minerals. And he really devoted his life to finding things that he could use nature to help create these products. And Shaklee has been developing innovative, safe, effective products ever since. So some of the Shaklee difference is because we never sacrifice safety and purity for efficacy. We create safe products that do what we say they do every single time. Shaklee products are safe, they're proven, they're guaranteed. They're beyond organic, which our philosophy is that the Shaklee quality standards go above and beyond where the ingredients are grown. They make sure it's better than organic. So we look to confirm that purity, that potencies of those ingredients are harvested and guaranteed that the finished product is free of hundreds of chemical contaminants. And our products go through over 350 tests on the botanicals, over 100,000 quality tests per year. The products are used by NASA, the Olympians, Oprah, and many others. So we have product lines for a whole healthy you, a healthy inner you with our nutritional supplements, our healthy weight, our sports nutrition, our herbal products, as well as healthy beauty. Things for the outside because we absorb through every pore in our skin. So our anti-aging skincare line that has so many patents on it and does amazing things for our skin. We have shampoos, conditioners, deodorants, things that, again, you're using on the outside of your body. And then for the environment around you, our green cleaning products, a small line of products that do everything you need for your kitchen, your bathroom, your laundry room. You don't need any other products in your house. They save you money. They work. They protect the environment. They protect you. And make sure you're here April 21st to hear more about that line. So our core nutrition. Now, some of you have been with us all three of these series, and we really appreciate you being here. And you're hearing us every week talk about this core nutrition. And the reason we're talking about it is because when you're building that house, you need a foundation. When you're building health in your body, you need a foundation. So we need to start with that foundation with our core nutrition, making sure you're getting the vitamins you need to meet the RDA, go beyond that, to also have your morning smoothie to give you adequate protein to really give you that foundation. So let's look at it a little, take apart that. We talked about Vitalizer. You can see the box there, the little strip of vitamins. This is giving you your vitamins, your minerals, your antioxidants, your omegas, probiotics, things that you need every day. You take it once a day. It is helping to fill in those nutritional gaps. There's also what we call meology. Meology is nutrition made personal. You ask the person that invited you for a link to a survey. It takes you 3 to 5 minutes to fill out this assessment. It's a health assessment. You fill it out, you fill in all your lifestyle, your diet, things about you personally, and then it tells you, according to all these different scientific and nutritional factors, what is most important for you. And then you get a little packet sachet like that with your name on it, and you can take that. So talk to the person that invited you to decide whether Vitalizer or Meology is best for you. And then we couple that with our Life Shake, because Life Shake is part of our foundation. It's a clinically proven meal replacement shake to help you thrive and create the foundation for a longer, healthier life. The Life Shake contains leucine, which is an amino acid that allows you to burn the fat instead of losing the muscle. You actually increase your lean muscle mass. And when you're chronically stressed and the body has increased demand for protein, so this is an easy and delicious way to get that protein in. But when you get those, the best part is you get this 7-day healthy cleanse pack for free. And this is a great way to help detox your body, helps improve focus and energy, your mood, your sleep, your digestion, as well as if you want to lose weight, helps you lose weight and reduce cravings. And it's really a great add-on to the Prove It Challenge, which our Prove It Challenge is really a great way for you to help commit yourself to better health, to really combat that stress. And this is our first recommendation to build that foundation, helping you to eat healthy, get your core vitamins, add in your protein. It's the best way to do it all, starting with this Prove It Challenge. And again, this is where you talk to the person you invited you to help you figure out which kit is best for you. And we're going to show you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But one of the best things is this is going to help you to combat your stress and anxiety. And now let's move on to Allison sharing a few more tips.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, tip number 3 this evening. I mentioned it before. Sometimes we cannot get rid of stress because it might be our kids or our husband or wife or whatever, but we need to learn how to manage it. And so I won't give you a science lesson this evening on our amazing endocrine system, which houses all our hormones, but just know that stress begins in the body with a reaction that sets off 2 different hormones, adrenaline and cortisol. Think about our cavemen ancestors when they ran from a saber-toothed tiger. They were in what's called fight or flight mode. Many of us tend to have the same reaction in our bodies just in our everyday living. And continually high levels of these two hormones can start to break down the body and cause disease. So I always say, please learn to manage your stress. And here's the list of our top ways on how to do that. Sleep, good nutrition, exercise, breath work are all easy ways to make small changes. The last item on here talks about a botanical ingredient called ashwagandha. And I know that before I get into that, I just want to say we have to make an effort to get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know we need to make an effort to get good nutrition every day. Most people need to make an effort to exercise regularly, but we're talking about supplements here because it's really one of the most convenient ways to actually start to make that balance in your body start to happen. So this particular botanical called ashwagandha is actually an adaptogen that actually works with the natural rhythms of your body. And adaptogens are things from Mother Nature that allow us to keep calm. And one of those is the ashwagandha. So I'd like I'd like Ashley to talk a little bit about the Shaklee product that contains ashwagandha. Okay.
One of my favorite products. Yes, this is an amazing product because this is a way. So we all have the oh, totally the cortisol. I was like totally lost the word.
I know, say that 3 times fast. Adaptogens and cortisol.
Right. We all have cortisol. So when we get under stress, that cortisol goes up. And what stress relief does, it helps to level off your cortisol level, and it helps you to be more relaxed and calm. It works within 30 minutes. It is amazing. I use this product every day. My children use this product. My children know if they're feeling stressed or their mind's racing. I mean, do you ever have that? Wait, I got to go pay the bills. I got to do laundry. I got to run and pick this up. I got to go do that. I got to make this phone call, and your head's wanting to explode. Well, then I go, I need a stress relief, because it just kind of helps calm you down a little bit, and you can focus on one thing, get that done, and move on to the next. And I feel like my kids know that, and so they reach for it when they need it, and it's an amazing product to helping with our stress levels. And I'm excited that we have a great testimony by our friend Tony Banner, who is going to share a little testimony with you. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you so much. Well, I'll tell you, you guys have really set me up beautifully, because I think for my testimonial, which is really fascinating, when I first got into trying Shaklee products, I was in the corporate world, and I was passing out on my way to work. I was falling asleep at 3 p.m. And then on my way home, I had to roll the window down and sing just to get home. And I had no idea that what it was I was fatigued, like massively fatigued and exhausted because of adrenal stress. Okay, so what I went to an expert, a nutrition expert, and she said, "Oh, you have to get on the box in a can," which is the Prove It challenge. So I did. I got on the box in a can, and she said, "If you don't feel better in 30 days, I'll give you all your money back. You will no longer be tired. You will no longer feel exhausted. You'll have more energy." So I was like, wow, in 2 weeks felt so great. And then, life started happening to me. I'm a high-paced type A personality, go getter. I'm going to get up at 5 and go to bed at 11. And that's not good because I'm up at night. I have a lot on my mind. I'm always on the go. And then Shaklee comes out with this product, this stress relief complex. And I'm telling you, I can't live without it. I believe in it so much because I had adrenal fatigue, and this is the product that helps me with my adrenal fatigue. Okay, so you were talking about being tired, foggy brain, achy. I was moody. And the stress relief complex helped me sleep at night, combined with the Dream Serene Now. So I take stress relief, just like you were saying, Ashley. I take 2 with every meal, 2 with breakfast, 2 with lunch, and 2 with dinner because of the adrenal fatigue. And things happen in life where our adrenals and the cortisol the hormones go so out of whack, and it's a very serious thing with anxiety. So this one product has changed my life completely with Shackley. And it is my very favorite product, my best product. And also, I just want to add one more thing. My husband was a judge in New York. And every time, 150 criminals all in a row, nonstop activity, he would take 2 or 3 stress relief before getting on the bench. And then he'd have his Shackley tea on the other hand. So he'd do stress relief and Shackley tea. So this product is a lifesaver. It's a game changer. It's something I think everyone should have because, you know, again, with so much going on in the world today, everybody needs to have that stress relief. So that's my brief but fun story, and something, again, that I can't live without with Shackley.
So appreciate that, Tony. It is, I love your story because I agree. It's just such a great product. So thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome.
The next supplement that we like to talk about, which this product is in the Vitalizer strip, and sometimes a lot of people need extra because stress robs our body of B complex. My mom always says, if you get under stress within 12 minutes, your B vitamins are gone because they burn off that fast. So you need to replenish them. And this B complex, I mean, you can see right there all the different things it helps with: changing your mood changes, your nervousness, your mental confusion, fatigue, headaches, stress, anxiety, and attacks, anemia, hair loss, joint pain. I mean, the list goes on. And there's just so many great benefits from B complex and what it can do for our bodies that we all just typically need to supplement that nutrient in our diet. So let's see now tip 4.
All right. Tip number 4 is exercise. And once again, this is one of the perfect ways to counterbalance stressful lives. First of all, exercise in general reduces the risks of some chronic diseases that you can see here. It literally reduces the feelings of anxiety and depression because once again, it works on that parasympathetic nervous system that allows us to just continue to calm ourselves down. Obviously, we know that it helps us achieve a healthy weight and builds strong bones and muscles. But I think the main point here is that there are various forms of exercise. And so you need to find something that if you're in times of stress, some of the slower, gentler things like Tai Chi, yoga, and breath work would be the go-to that I would recommend. You want to shoot for getting in. If you can't do 30 minutes of daily activity a day, you can do 10 minutes at a time. Sometimes we just need to walk outside, maybe in nature, and take a walk and breathe in the fresh air and get some sunshine on our face. Anything you can do to move your body and slow it down is the best thing to do. Exercise in speeding it up would be another thing because it actually works on our endocrine system again. So there's other times where we need that exercise to actually move us faster, like the strength training or running or jogging or something like that. So you need to figure out what works for you, but just know that you need to get movement into your body to actually keep things flowing. All right, so we have another product, and Tony just mentioned this, and I'm going to turn this back over to Ashley to talk about Dream Serene.
Yes, and Tony mentioned that because it is a newer product and it is fantastic. Now, remember back when Allison mentioned that we all need to get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Well, this product can help you fall asleep faster and wake up more rested. And it's got melatonin in it. It's clinically proven to help you fall asleep faster and improve sleep quality. It's a patent pending formula that has valerian and lemon balm in it. And it also is vegan, which is great too for any vegans out there. And this Dream Serene is just a great product that you can take, and you usually should take it like 30 minutes before bed, and just helps you to fall asleep without as much your brain spinning as much. And I give this to my kids as well because those nights when you want them to get a good night's sleep, it's wonderful in helping that. And then another product that I love to take at night as well is calcium. This calcium, environmental and physical or emotional stress really actually can have our body fall out of balance and actually causes diminish the calcium in our bones. We don't want that. We need to keep our bones healthy. So Osteomatrix is our calcium. And the reason it's called Osteomatrix, because our products are more of proprietary blends. It's not just calcium. It's calcium with magnesium and vitamin D because it helps to strengthen the bones, helps with the absorption, and also it helps make it easily absorbed so that we can really minimize bone loss and help maintain strong bones. And we also have a chewable version, which I love. It's got a berry flavor to it, and it is wonderful. And I'll tell you, my one daughter has growing pains, and she used to wake up and scream for 2 hours with pains in her legs. And she would chew up a calcium and those pains stop. And if you get restless legs at night, chew up some calcium. It really helps to just calm them down. I love it. It's really relaxing and beneficial. So let's go on to tip number 5.
All right. I mentioned this a little bit before about getting out in nature, but it's really important to spend time. Spending too much time indoors can actually make us more susceptible to stress. So it's important to be able to get outside. It says here that the most common stressors could be working from home, some of our chores, knowing that our monthly bills are sitting there on the kitchen table, even watching the news can be stressful. And so exercise outside and meditation can help. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But sometimes it's better to actually step away from the stressors by leaving your phone behind and just going outside and getting some fresh air to clear your mind. I know that sometimes I'll just walk down the driveway to get the mail or something like that is helpful. Just sitting on my front steps and putting my face in the sun for 5 minutes is helpful. So being out with nature can actually connect us and ground us back to the earth. And it's one of the best stress relievers that I know. So let's look at one more product.
Yes, this is our final targeted product. So remember, we talked about building the foundation, and then we have all these targeted ones we're mentioning. And this one is Mood Lift. And Mood Lift is really for helping to give a positive mental outlook that might come from lack of motivation, loneliness, guilt, feeling guilt, inadequacy, forgetfulness, bursts of anger, and impatience. It's based with St. John's wort. So this is the only one that we say that if you are taking a prescription antidepressant, you need to consult with your physician. But this is a great one to have a natural mood and helping you with your mood. So that is great for people that need that extra support. And our number 6 tip.
All right. This is our bonus tip. It's about decluttering. We mentioned that learning how to declutter, not just our home, but our minds, our bodies, and our life, our environment, our surroundings. It doesn't necessarily need to be as painful as some might make it out to be, because the benefits are really numerous. So we forget that decluttering our mind every now and then is also a great way to manage and reduce our stress levels. There's some suggestions here about how we can do this. So in our home, you want to start with maybe 5 minutes at a time, 5 minutes of a day, and slowly build momentum. You want to view your home as if you're a first-time visitor, like walking into a room. It's easy to forget what it should look like if somebody were coming over as a guest. And I don't mean necessarily that you have to have it clean all the time to make a good impression every minute of the day, but it's nice to be able to have somewhat of a clean and organized area, because that causes less stress. If our environment's cluttered, then maybe our mind is too. So one of the things that they suggest is obviously to give away and donate some things. So think about it for a minute. If there are things that you haven't used in a long time, if you gave away an item a day, you'd actually remove 365 items from your home in a year. You can also make it a habit to donate clothes that you never wear. To identify them, you want to simply hang all your clothes with the hangers in reverse in your closet. And then after wearing them, face the hanger in the correct way. And then if the clothes that you haven't touched in a couple months are the ones with the hangers still reversed, then those are the ones that you want to discard. That's just an easy tip. And I can tell you that this always goes faster with friends. When we start to take things out, sometimes friends have a different eye. Somebody can come into your home and actually help you to kind of get yourself organized. But lastly, for the home and the decluttering portion of this, there's something that I like to call the 12-12-12 challenge. And that is to simply locate 12 items to throw away, 12 items to donate, and 12 items that need to be returned to their proper home, or things that might be left out that we just don't ever put away because we just don't. not something that you might use all the time. Like I keep my blender on my counter, that kind of things, but it's things that might need to be put in their home. So the other area I wanted to talk about is decluttering the mind. And it all starts with your physical surroundings, which I just talked about. And those things are very relevant, but once your physical space is clear, you can actually breathe better. I don't know if you feel better after you clean your home, but I know that I have an overall sense of calm when my home is clean, but we don't want to dwell on anything. So once we start to clean our physical environment out, we actually can start to write down or keep a journal. I don't know if you've heard it before, but writing down what you need to do or putting it down in your phone actually, and just getting things out of your head onto paper is one excellent form of decluttering, because once it's on a physical piece of paper or in your phone, then you no longer have to worry about it up in your head. So you've probably heard this other one before, but the past is over and we can't change anything about it. We can only learn from it. So we don't want to necessarily dwell on the past. We actually want to let go of some of the things that might be burdening us or holding us back. We might have some limiting beliefs that we've believed for a long time that might not necessarily be true. We want to unpack those beliefs and actually take a look at them. Multitasking, I'm going to say I'm guilty of doing many things at once. But I know that there's times when I need what I call single pointed focus. And so I start to learn to not do multiple things at once, because that again fills up our mind and could cause stress. I know that the more I multitask, I can feel my shoulders going up. So obviously it's causing stress. And so lastly, I'll just mention that sometimes we want to do what's called a tech detox. And that means to limit the amount of information that's coming into our head. They say that the average human being has 64,000 thoughts a day. Just imagine how many times you Google something or click on something or flip on your phone or turn on the TV or whatever, and how many more thoughts that you're bringing into your mind. So sometimes it just helps to walk away from our devices, put our phone and our computer away, and to allow our mind to just be free. So that was like our bonus tip. And so we're just going to do a quick recap here, and I'll let Ashley finish up then.
Wow. Awesome information. I love all the tips. Thank you so much, Allison, for all of that great information and tips that we can use. And if anyone has any questions or takeaways, you can feel free to put those in the chat, and then we'll answer any at the end as well. And we hope you like what you've heard today, and we hope that you're ready to get started on your health journey. There are core foundations for healthier life, as well as many options to help your stress keep it in check. The Prove It Challenge is the best way to get started with your core nutrition, and then add on any of those target solutions that we spoke about based on your personal needs. And keep in mind that we have a program to fit every budget, and we have 100% unconditional money back guarantee. And so with these kits, this Prove It Challenge, you get a free membership, which just means you get 15% discount, and any of other discounts, you always get those discounts. It's you get free shipping, and you get that free 7-day healthy cleanse. So really a great way to start. And then we have another option that we put together called a family wellness bundle. And this gives you the Vitalizer with a can of protein, the Dream Serene and Stress Relief Complex. You get free shipping and a free membership, and that's for $179. And you get $10 off as a new customer this month only. And I meant to mention the Prove It Challenge. The slide before was $159 currently for a new member to be able to get that. So now we are excited because we have one more testimony that I would love for Marilyn Almonte to share her story with us. Marilyn?
Hi, can you hear me okay? Am I low, or should I speak louder?
Maybe a little closer if you can.
How about now? Can you hear me okay?
I think we can.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Allison and Ashley, thank you so much for all the strategies and information tonight, and the products. I have to say, my all-time favorite of those is that stress relief. It allows me to speak from my heart instead of my nerves, and it's just a phenomenal product. But I do have to say that my biggest stress reliever has been this opportunity to share wellness with others. Um, 2 emails changed my life during the course of the pandemic. One of them shook my world when I lost my job while I was stuck overseas. and then the other brought me to this amazing opportunity. If there's anything we've learned from the pandemic, it's that the majority of people have only one source of income and no plan B. So when you lose your job or you get sick, you find yourself in real trouble. I know what that's like. That's what happened to me. Talk about severe stress and suffocating anxiety. When I learned about this opportunity of sharing all natural products, things that I'm already using, and helping others live a healthier life and bring wellness to my world, the people closest to me, at the same time earning a modest income, that was enough for me to make a decision and to join as an independent distributor, or what I like to call a brand ambassador. This opportunity has given me a sense of hope and a sense of security, because no matter what may happen, I have this plan B, and I'm building a strong plan B. I'm just thankful so much for this opportunity. If you are at all curious and you'd like to learn more of what it is that we do, and just to see if it's a right fit for you, I would encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you tonight. I just want to say thank you for listening to my story, and I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your evening.
Thank you, Marilyn. I love your story. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. And, to all of you joining us, thank you for joining us. If any or all of these stories that you've heard tonight resonate with you, then you may be interested in hearing more how you too can enjoy all the benefits of an online business, working from home, and yet being your own boss, bringing in anything from part-time to full-time income, or feeling better yourself, helping other people as well. So you may want to stay home with children, or build for retirement, or have more time flexibility or income flexibility or time freedom. And you might want to earn a bonus car or a free trip like Allison and myself. Well, we have a really wonderful community, and we love to have people join our teams and to choose a wellness program that's right for you and help others as well. So be sure to talk to the person that invited you, because this business is truly a win-win for all. And what's so exciting is this month, our start fee for a distributor, which is someone who wants to join our team and maybe share with other people, or someone who wants to just refer people and maybe earn free products, it's actually half off this month. So instead of $49.95, it's only $25 with a $150 order, and you get some of the great benefits of the distributor membership. So be sure to talk to the person that invited you, and we appreciate you all joining us. Don't forget to come back 2 weeks from tonight on April 21st at 8:30 Eastern. It's called Get the Green Light, about cleaning up our environment right in time for Earth Day. So thank you all. I hope you have a great evening, and we will stay for any questions. Take care.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to stop sharing, and we will take questions. Thank you for everyone that gave the testimonials, and thank you for all of you for being here. Does anyone have a question that we can answer for you? Did anyone take any notes or jot anything down that they need to have answered? A lot of information tonight.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
In the last 2 or 3 days, I have spoken with people who are experiencing dizziness, and I saw that as one of those things that B complex might help. So is that something I should suggest, or?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, we're not medical doctors here.
Right.
So you don't know if that particular symptom is coming from stress, or whether it's heart related or something like that, because usually the dizziness might be from circulation. Actually, we have a registered nurse on tonight, or someone, Sherion's on tonight. I don't know if Sherion has any
I'm thinking inner ear is what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no of giving someone B complex and hoping that it will help with that, because it could be a variety of things. So one of the things that I would do would be to ask more questions and actually ask them to see their medical doctor probably too.
Okay, that's what I've done so far, but okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. You're welcome. Anybody else? Did we answer everything? Rosanna, go ahead.
In reference to the last question and how well you answered it, just as we're supposed to answer it when we're not licensed medical professionals, I just want to say that something like the B complex is good for so many reasons. And it was so vitally important to my vertigo and my particular migraines that I never prescribe or recommend. I just simply recommend and let people know my story and how beneficial it was for me. Of course, I had gone to every kind of doctor and specialist on the planet also. So no one could ever figure out what was, the problem. It's just that I had it regularly. And now October the 10th of this past year made 34 years. That was my 34-year anniversary of my very last migraine. And I did nothing differently, Allison, except, and the gang who's on tonight, except switch to Shaklee nutritional products. I was already living at health food stores before they were fashionable. So my doctors at Cleveland Clinic, etc., were all like very happy, and we're still happy to this day. So anyways, I just know that the B complex didn't hurt me or anybody else that had tinnitus or dizziness or migraines. So it would be a safe bet anyways. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah. All right. Any other
Okay.
questions? Stress is real. We have to be aware of what we're doing. We have to manage it. So lots of information and tips tonight. No other questions? All right. I hope that we see all of you on April 21st. Earth Day is a really big deal for all of us who are involved with Shaklee and the planet, especially. You'll learn more about this, but Shaklee actually created the first Earth Day product. And so we're going to talk about how your home should be the safest place on earth. So maybe bring a friend next time with you. Invite some people to come listen in on April 21st. So we'll see you then, and we really appreciate you all being here, even if you're watching the replay. So good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Thank you, everyone.
I thank you. Excellent.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.